Imagine creatures hidden within myths older than recorded human history. Tonight, we explore legendary beings shaping imagination across centuries. Have you ever wondered where dragons truly originated in folklore? Ancient civilizations told stories still echoing through modern fantasy worlds. These creatures connect fear, wonder, and cultural memory across time. From forests, oceans, myths were born from human curiosity. Every culture carries unique beasts, reflecting deepest human fears. Today, we decode origins behind fantasy most iconic creatures. Some legends began as warnings against unknown natural dangers. Others evolved from misunderstood animals seen through ancient eyes. Dragons appear in nearly every civilization with surprising variations. Stories transformed real creatures into terrifying mythical monsters over time. Even shadows of extinct animals influence legendary beast designs. Myths reveal how humans interpret mysterious nature through imagination. Dragons often symbolize power, chaos, and untamed natural forces. Meanwhile, unicorns represent purity, healing, and unreachable divine beauty. Phoenix legends speak of rebirth rising from burning ashes. Griffins combine lions and eagles into powerful mythical guardians. Sea monsters like Kraken terrified ancient sailors across oceans. Every monster tells a story about human survival instincts. Fantasy creatures often reflect misunderstood forces of wild nature. These stories survived because they resonate with human psychology. Early myths were shared orally across generations without writing. This preserves stories while allowing endless transformations over centuries. That is why creatures vary widely between cultures today. Let us now explore how dragons differ across regions. In Europe, dragons are often fire-breathing destructive beasts. In Asia, dragons symbolize wisdom, water, and great prosperity. Chinese dragons are deeply tied to imperial authority myths. Western dragons usually guard treasure hidden in dark caves. These differences reveal cultural values embedded within storytelling traditions. Unicorns first appeared in ancient Greek travelers' written accounts. They were described as wild and impossible to capture. Later, medieval art transformed unicorns into symbols of purity. Phoenix mythology appears in Egypt, China, and ancient Greece. Each culture gave the phoenix unique meaning and symbolism. Griffins originated from Middle Eastern and ancient Greek mythology. They were seen as guardians of sacred hidden treasures. Kraken legends come from ancient Nordic maritime folklore tales. They describe enormous tentacled creatures dragging entire ships downward. Sailors believed Kraken lived in unexplored deep ocean depths. Hydra legends feature multiple heads that regenerate after defeat. Heroes struggled because cutting one head creates two more. Basilisk legends describe creatures whose deadly gaze causes death. Medieval lore feared basilisk as the ultimate serpent monster. Sphinx combines human intelligence with powerful lion-like strength. These creatures tested heroes through deadly riddles and challenges. Minotaur legends come from ancient Greek labyrinth mythology stories. Theseus famously defeated the Minotaur inside ancient labyrinth myth. Fairies originate from Celtic folklore and ancient nature spirits. They are often portrayed as mischievous yet helpful beings. Mermaids appear in coastal myths across many ancient cultures. They symbolize both danger and allure of mysterious oceans. Some creatures evolve from real animals, exaggerated over time. Myths often explain natural events before scientific understanding existed. Creatures like thunderbirds symbolize powerful storms in skies above. Chimeras combine multiple animals into one terrifying hybrid form. These hybrids reflect fears of nature's unpredictable chaotic forces. Ancient storytellers used monsters to teach important moral lessons. Each creature carries symbolic meaning beyond its physical appearance. Fantasy literature revived interest in ancient mythological beasts again. Modern films often reinterpret ancient creatures in creative ways. These reinterpretations keep myths alive for newer generations today. Even science fiction borrows heavily from ancient mythology ideas. Dragons remain the most universal mythical creature known worldwide. Their symbolism varies, but always represents immense hidden power. Unicorns symbolize innocence, purity, and hope across many cultures. Phoenix stories consistently inspire resilience within human culture always. Griffins symbolize protection and divine guardianship across myths globally. Kraken legends strongly remind humans of oceanic unknowns deep below. We now dive deeper into hidden stories behind legends. Imagine standing in an ancient village, hearing dragon stories firsthand. People once believed these creatures truly walked among them. Such beliefs shaped entire cultures and civilizations for centuries. In Europe, medieval forests were filled with monster tales. Villagers gathered around fires sharing stories during cold nights. These stories warned people about unknown dangers beyond villages. Dragons often represented chaos, threatening fragile human survival constantly. In Asia, dragons told a very different symbolic story. They symbolize harmony, rainfall, prosperity, and cosmic balance always. Unicorns were once feared as wild, untamable forest creatures. Only pure souls could approach unicorns safely in legends. Phoenix myths symbolize complete renewal after total destruction cycles. People saw Phoenix rising from ashes as pure hope. Griffins guarded sacred treasures and divine spaces across myths. Kraken stories terrified sailors navigating endless dark ocean waters. Hydra legends taught heroes patient strategy and resilience in battle. Basilisk myths warned of deadly gaze instantly killing victims. Sphinx riddles challenged even the smartest ancient minds repeatedly. Minotaur stories symbolized human beasts hidden within inner darkness. Fairies were believed to influence daily human life subtly. Mermaids lured sailors with enchanting songs from deep oceans. These myths helped explain mysteries of natural world events. Ancient cultures used monsters to encode moral lessons deeply. Stories evolved as they passed through generations orally constantly. Different regions adapted creatures to their environments and fears. In deserts, myths often featured serpents and sand spirits. Forests inspired tales of fairy spirits and hidden beasts. Mountains were believed to hide giant ancient guardians sleeping. Seas contained legends of mermaids and monstrous leviathans below. Every creature reflected human fear, desire, and survival instincts. Legends were shaped by harsh realities of ancient life. Some beasts represented diseases or unknown natural phenomena clearly. Ancient sailors feared storms as wrath of sea gods. These beliefs shaped maritime traditions and navigation practices widely. Dragons sometimes represented human greed and destructive ambition itself. Unicorns symbolized unattainable ideals and pure imagination always strongly. Phoenix cycles mirrored hope and eternal renewal patterns perfectly. Griffins were depicted as noble protectors of ancient wealth. Kraken myths spread fear across Nordic seafaring communities widely. Hydra stories emphasize persistence against overwhelming mythical challenges endlessly. Basilisk legends evolved into symbols of ultimate deadly danger. Sphinx riddles represented tests of wisdom and patience combined. Minotaur myths symbolized inner darkness of complex human nature. Fairy legends often explained mysterious natural phenomena in folklore. Mermaids represented temptation and danger of unknown ocean depths. Mythical creatures evolved from misunderstood real animals over time. Oral traditions preserve these stories across generations with care. different cultures created unique versions of similar monster archetypes. These variations highlight cultural diversity in storytelling traditions globally. Modern fantasy still draws heavily from ancient mythologies today. Authors reinterpret ancient creatures for modern audiences, constantly evolving. Films bring mythical beasts to life visually and dramatically. Video games expand mythological worlds into interactive experiences deeply. Modern versions often change original meanings significantly over time. Yet core symbolism remains intact across adaptations and retellings. New myths continue emerging across global cultures today constantly. Some modern creatures originate from science fiction inspirations today. Others evolve from internet folklore and digital storytelling spaces. Social media spreads new mythical creatures rapidly across world. Human imagination continues evolving through storytelling across generations always. Myths never truly die, but transform into new forms. Dragons still appear across nearly every form of media. Unicorn imagery dominates modern fantasy art and literature globally. Phoenix remains symbol of eternal rebirth and hope always. Griffins represent strength and protection in fantasy storytelling today. Kraken legends inspire fear, fascination, and wonder equally strongly. Hydra symbolism persists strongly in modern storytelling themes today. Basilisk concepts appear in various modern fantasy adaptations widely. Sphinx puzzles still challenge readers in modern fantasy stories today. But what if these creatures are more than imagination alone? Some researchers believe myths encode forgotten ancient real observations. Could dragons represent memories of extinct prehistoric giant animals? Ancient fossils might have inspired terrifying legends across cultures. Early humans likely misinterpreted massive dinosaur bones discovered accidentally. Unicorn legends might stem from ancient rhinoceros sightings and tales. Phoenix myths could connect to rare natural fire phenomena observed. Griffin imagery may reflect ancient eagle and lion symbolic fusion. Kraken legends might originate from giant squid encounters at sea. Hydra stories may represent regenerating animals observed in nature. Basilisk myths could stem from venomous snake encounters and fear. Sphinx riddles may encode ancient philosophical and mathematical challenges. Minotaur myths might symbolize psychological duality within human consciousness. Fairy legends could originate from collective hallucinations or natural illusions. Mermaid myths may come from sailors misidentifying marine animals. Many myths surprisingly overlap across distant and unrelated civilizations. This suggests shared psychological roots in human imagination universally. Could all myths stem from one forgotten ancient truth source? Perhaps creatures are echoes of collective prehistoric human memory. The boundary between myth and reality may never fully exist. New discoveries continue reshaping how we understand ancient mythology. Archaeologists uncover artifacts hinting at symbolic creature representations globally. Ancient cave paintings may depict early mythological belief systems. Some legends preserve extinct animal traits with surprising accuracy. Mythology connects humanity deeply across both time and geography. Myths might serve as humanity's collective ancient memory archive. Creatures could symbolize deep evolutionary psychological patterns within humans. Perhaps myths encode universal structures of human cognition itself. This idea challenges traditional interpretations of folklore and history. Modern research links mythology with neuroscience and cognitive science. Scientists explore how storytelling shapes human perception and memory. Some propose shared cognitive origins for myth creation globally. These theories remain controversial but highly thought-provoking today. Myths may represent universal psychological archetypes across all humans. Fantasy could reflect collective unconscious patterns within humanity itself. the line between imagination and memory becomes increasingly blurred. Modern myths are emerging through digital culture and technology. Artificial intelligence may create entirely new mythological beings soon. Future creatures could evolve from virtual worlds and simulations. Digital storytelling already shapes global imagination in real time. Virtual worlds blur boundaries between myth creation and reality. Stories continue shaping how humans understand existence and identity. Mythology might never disappear from human consciousness entirely ever. Ancient myths still influence psychology literature and modern culture. Perhaps myths are humanity's way of understanding itself deeply. Every culture contributes unique threads to global myth tapestry. This interconnectedness reveals shared patterns of human imagination globally. The future of mythology is still being written constantly. Humans will always create symbolic creatures and stories endlessly. Myths guide humanity through unknown psychological and emotional landscapes. Ultimately, myths reflect both human fear and imagination together. Dragons remain symbols of power, mystery, and untamed forces. Unicorns continue representing purity, hope, and impossible ideals globally. Phoenix stories still inspire resilience through destruction and rebirth. Griffins symbolize protection, strength, and divine guardianship across cultures. Kraken legends continue fueling fear of deep unknown oceans. Hydra myths represent endless struggle against overwhelming challenges persistently. Basilisk remains symbol of ultimate lethal danger in myth. Sphinx riddles still challenge intelligence, curiosity, and human logic. Minotaur stories explore darkness hidden within human psychology deeply. Fairies continue representing mystery nature and unseen world forces. Mermaids symbolize temptation, beauty, and danger of unknown depths. Mythical creatures still evolve through books, films, and games. Each generation reshapes myths according to cultural imagination trends. These creatures remain alive through storytelling and belief systems. Myths connect past, present, and future human experiences together. Even science fiction borrows heavily from ancient mythological traditions.